Hello, this is Dr. Nuke. And right now I'd like to talk to you about Vermont Fairs, and in particular, the Addison County Fair and Field Days, which are held at the fairgrounds in the town of New Haven, Vermont, in August, every August, mid-August. New Haven is just north of the Vermont town of Middlebury. It is a ways south of Burlington. To get to the fairgrounds from Burlington, you head south on Route 7 from Burlington. You keep going until you get to New Haven Junction, which is the Four Corners. Turn right on that road towards the fairgrounds, and you go a few miles. And then you get to the fairgrounds. And as I said, it's every August for a few days. And it is billed as being Vermont's largest agricultural fair. And it is truly an agricultural fair more than it is anything else. It's truly a country agricultural fair. They do, of course, have a midway with rides and games of chance, and they have fair food and all sorts of things like that, yes. But they also have a lot of animals. They have a 4-H exhibition barn. And they have a barn with all sorts of exhibits and tables where people are set up, advertising or various things. I mean, for example, there were people promoting beef were there once, and I got a cookbook from them, and on the front of it, it says, "Above all else, beef, it's what's for dinner." Yes. Various organizations set up there, to promote themselves. But they have a lot of animals. Horses. They have a horse barn. A barn full of horses. Barns filled with cows. There's people that have the cows. They're prized cows, and they walk them around under a tent, and the cows get judged, and they get ribbons for their cows. So people have a first place and a second place and so on for a cow that they bring to the fair. So this is really very, very country stuff. There's an exhibit of old machinery. Like, for example, they have a one-lunger engine puttering along, and they have an old sawmill set up, operating actually. They have it running. And they have other old machines and equipment and stuff. And there's pigs and there's sheep. And yeah, they have a sheep shearing tent. And there's a tent or a barn with various other animals. You'll see a few goats and llamas and alpacas and things of that sort as well. Oh, and there's a maple pavilion, and there's a small brass plaque inside that maple pavilion, honoring my grandfather, my mother's father, Blake Roy, who worked for the state of Vermont Department of Agriculture, and among other things, he graded maple syrup products, and that's why he had a plaque in the maple pavilion. Incidentally, Blake Roy has a road named after him in the nearby town of Middlebury, on the way to his farm that he had on that road. He died in 1986, by the way. But anyway, so there are other other fairs in Vermont besides the Addison County Fair, of course. There's the so-called Tunbridge World's Fair, and that takes place in September usually. And then there's the Vermont State Fair in Rutland, and there's the Champlain Valley Exposition in Essex Junction, and there are other fairs throughout the state at varying times of the late summer and early fall. And very close to the fairgrounds for the Addison County Fair was a famous restaurant called the Dog Team Tavern. Its owner, years back though, set the place on fire and committed suicide. So that was the end of that establishment. It was very sad that that happened because it was a very, very classic Vermont establishment. Irreplaceable. Well, anyway, I guess that's all I have to say about that for now. So this is Dr. Nuke signing off.
Well, I would like to mention at the fairs, country singers, before they're famous, they usually perform at the fairs in Vermont, and then they usually make it big later on. Like Luke Bryan himself actually performed at the fair in Lyndonville, Vermont, and that's actually very close to St. Johnsbury and Sheffield, where we live. And my mom, well, my godmother actually, Tina Guerin, she actually got to hug him and says that he's a very good, nice, kind guy with a big heart, and says he has a really deep voice. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that, and that's before he made it huge. So I just thought I'll let you guys know that. And then there's other country singers too that did it before they made it big. Like the guy that sings Alyssa Lies, he sang there too before he made it big. The reason I know that is because one of my friends actually got to, she tried to hug him. So I think she tried to hug him. I'm not exactly sure how the story went, but I don't think she got a chance to hug him. I remember she said something about it. But I think what happened was she said something about him being a really nice, kind guy or something like that. She did get a chance to meet him, though. I know that. But I'm not going to describe the whole story because I don't remember everything about it. I think she went to go hug him and something happened. I don't remember everything about it. But she did say he was a nice, kind guy and a really big-hearted guy. So seems like a lot of country singers have big hearts and they're very nice people. So yeah. Just because you're famous doesn't mean you need to change, I guess. Yeah. So I just thought that you guys know that little tidbit. So if you guys want to come to a fair and meet someone before they become famous, especially a country singer, then come to a Vermont fair. You might just meet one. Okay? Bye.